Hey, welcome to Lunch Break with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Canada. You can reach me anytime by email at stampwithshel2022@gmail.com. You can find me on both Facebook and YouTube under Stamp with Shel. Today we are going to be having a play with the new Waves of Inspiration bundle along with the Sailing Home bundle. Ever since I got this bundle, I wanted to pair it with the one that we've had for a while now called Sailing Home. I think they'll work beautifully together. And I'm also using the stitched rectangle dies and the layering circle dies. You're going to need a bone folder and a pair of scissors. I also brought in the Rhinestone Waves Basic Jewels. This is part of that suite, and it has two different blues, a turquoise and a green rhinestone. They're beautiful. I have Stampin' blends. I have Light So Saffron, Light Misty Moonlight, Dark Crumb Cake, Dark Real Red, Light Smoky Slate. This is actually a retired one. It's called Light Seaside Spray, and I have Dark Granny Apple Green. You're going to need a blending brush. The ink palette for today's card is Bermuda Bay, Smoky Slate, and Misty Moonlight. You're going to need some Memento Black ink, some Versamark, as well as some white embossing powder. Alright, so our card base today is basic white, and with the largest stitched rectangle die, I cut out a piece of balmy blue. Glue all over my fingers. And we are just going to center that up in the middle of that front panel. And next up, I have a piece of Night of Navy with the next size down stitched rectangle, and we're just going to layer that up. Alright, now we're just going to set that aside. I've got two of the second largest circles cut out of the DSP that is called Waves of the Ocean. That's beautiful DSP that goes with this suite. It's all double-sided, of course. We're just going to set that aside, and we're going to work on this blue circle. This is the largest circle from the layering circles dies. Actually, I'm not going to stamp it. I'm going to use my Stamparatus. So I just need to get this set up as to where I want it. Something to that effect. I'll just put that magnet up there in the corner. We're going to grab some Versamark, ink up our stamp. Now I have pre-done the coloring on this card because I didn't want this video to go too long. This is a lunch break video intended for people to be able to watch it during their lunch break, so we really don't want this video to be too long. Alright, now I have my beautiful wave pattern on there. I don't know whether the camera's picking that up or not, but you will see it shortly. Just bear with me, it's going to get loud in here. I'm going to preheat my heat tool in the background, so it's going to get loud. But while that's preheating, we're going to dip this in our embossing powder and hopefully not get it all over my desktop. There we go. Now you can see that image. I'm just going to take this off camera and give it a flip. Then we'll bring in our heat tool and melt that embossing powder. I find that by heating up the back side of the paper, it makes your embossing powder melts faster. And we want to make sure this is all melted, because if it's not melted and shiny, it will brush off, and we don't want that. All right, let's see if we can get this flattened out a little bit. Now we'll bring this in, and I'm going to use Bermuda Bay to add some color to the wave. Sorry if I'm jiggling the camera. I think that's going to be okay. And that is it for Bermuda Bay. Now I have a piece of paper towel, and we're just going to bring that in and run that over the top to remove the color from the embossing powder. So now you'll see that our wave is a different color than our sky. That was my intention. We're done with that blending brush, and we're done with this. All right, now we can bring in our card pieces. And my idea here, this one's going to be a little bit different than my last card. And I'll show you at the end of this video, I'll show you, I wonder if I could use the other side. No, it's too different. At the end of the video, I will show you my other card, and that way you can see which one you like better. Actually, I'm going to go off the blue and just inside this stitching line. And this DSP is just giving us an interesting background. Do the same thing here, off the navy and just inside the stitching on the balmy blue. And then we're going to put this guy on. And I'm putting lots of adhesive on here. I forgot to stamp my birds. Well, I just got done saying this card was going to be different. I still may be able to get them on here. I got ahead of myself and forgot my birds. There's a little bird stamp. There we go. That wasn't so hard. Now we're done with that gray. We can put it away. We're done with the Misty Moonlight, the Mersa Mark, and the black. All right. We can actually see our desktop here. So far, so good. Now we're going to embellish. Like I said, I pre-stamped and pre-colored some pieces here. I pre-stamped and die cut and colored the lighthouse. And from, where's my stamps? I want to show you how I did this. From the Waves of Inspiration, I stamped this twice in Memento Black. Then I cut them apart into 4 separate pieces. And you'll see that I've actually turned these 2 upside down. And in this Sailing Home set, there is this die that looks like rope. And then I die cut that, and I just used it as rope on the pier. So that is how I did that. And I thought if I put that off to the side, it might be pretty cool. maybe somewhere like that. And we'll put our boat in the water, of course. Pretty choppy waters for a sailboat, eh? Alright, I'm going to put my sailboat right about here. And then I'm going to put some adhesive on all of these pieces that I've glued together. And that's going to sit right down here, even in the corner. Whoops, maybe not. Maybe we're going to go over, or we're going to be over top of that bird. There we go. Still over the bird a little bit, but that's okay. And I have an anchor. I'm going to put some glue on the anchor. Maybe. And we will put this on the inside of the card just to dress that up a little wee bit. And I'll just put that off on an angle. And the only thing we have left is happy birthday, and I want to cover up the bottoms of those pier posts because they already have rope on them, and we want to cover that up. So I'm just going to put this little greeting in there, just like that. Pretty cool. Now we're going to open up these beautiful jewels, and we're going to add a little sparkle to this. And where is my take your pick tool? I think we are going to go with the darker blue. We'll take a big blue one, a medium blue one, and where do I want this? Right down here, a small blue one. I have a jewel on my finger. I'm going to put it on my other card, so that's okay. And there is our layered up Sailing Home Waves of Inspiration card. And there's the inside. Now, I did a card earlier, and I did this one landscape. So I will take this jewel that I have stuck here, and we will use it on this card. There we go. So there we have it. And this one here is landscape. I did this one a little different. I put the lighthouse on this side. I did the sail on my boat green on this card. And I don't think I got quite as much ink on my wave. And my greeting is kind of jauntily on the side. I still have the same anchor on the inside. Anyhow, that is our card today. This Waves of Inspiration bundle is available now. My orders go in on Wednesdays if you want to get in on the workshop order. Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. So that's it for me today. I am here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon. I hope that you can join me. Bye-bye for now.